Okay, folks, welcome to the weekly select board meeting. Selectman Stacy is not here today, but David Bauer and myself are here, and Deborah and Danielle. So, Danielle, if you want to start.
Okay. Absentee ballots for the municipal election are now available at the town clerk's office. The election will take place Friday, September 8th. Polls will be open from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Ooh, not 5 p.m. Okay.
I just
was going to
fixed
say
it.
they
Yep,
have to be open
typo.
4 hours.
3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Town meeting will take place Saturday, September 9th at 9 a.m. We've been going back and forth and talking to O'Donnell's. Renee finished today all the data input into Trio for the tax stabilization applications. So O'Donnell's will generate the letters for people and send them to us. We're responsible for printing them all out and mailing them out. So
What are the letters?
either confirming or not confirming
Oh,
the tax stabilization for 2023 taxes.
okay.
So other than that, between everything, we started on the town report a little bit. That's all I got.
Good.
Okay. That's enough.
That's enough, yep.
All right, well, as we do every week, we've approved last week's agenda and this week's agenda. We have a few bills to approve. The bills have started to come back in again.
Thank you.
Yep. We had no ads in the shopping guide this week. We had a report from the code enforcement officer last week. York County Sheriff's Report, we received that. That's once a month. We received that a couple weeks ago. In talking with the state police, who now cover our area when our contract deputy is not there, they said that reports are available for state police activity in our area, on a monthly basis. So we're contacting the state police to get more information about that and see how the reports are set up. The state police does cover, I believe, 4 towns in York County. Leamington, Cornish, Parsonsfield, and Limerick. So I don't know whether the reports are all combined for those 4 towns or individually, but we'll try and get just reports on Parsonsfield. Animal Control Officer will head their report. Planning Board, we had a request from Mr. Winston White concerning guidelines on short-term rentals, Airbnb, that type of thing. Danielle, is there any update on that, or did you send him any information, or
I did, yep.
what did you?
I sent them all you can see them all right online, so
Okay.
that's what they want to do with it. Quite a few in Parsonsfield.
Pardon, there's what?
There's a lot in Parsonsfield.
Like Airbnb type thing?
Yep.
Okay. You say a lot, 10, 15, 100?
Probably 15.
Hmm?
Probably 15.
Okay.
10, 15, yeah.
Nothing from the appeals board. Our newest member hasn't signed up yet, right? Okay, so Marion, come on in and get sworn in to be on the appeals board. Comprehensive Committee, next meeting is the 26th, which looks like it's tomorrow.
It's tonight.
Tonight.
25th. I don't know how that
Okay,
gets carried on.
25th, that's tonight, folks. They've got 2 more sections to do. The first part of it looks very nice. Secaucus Road, I'm sure David hasn't, I shouldn't speak for David. David, do you have any input?
No, I did email the 3 contacts that I have, and the only thing I got back was an auto reply saying he was out in the field. This was yesterday. He was out in the field and he replied to emails in the afternoon. And I'm still waiting,
Okay.
which I'm sure means they haven't gone anywhere. We would have heard, but still, it's a little frustrating. They didn't get back to me.
No news on the Stanley Building court case. We've reviewed some transfers of money going from unexpected to into accounts and that type of thing for the end of the year, so the end of the year is straightened out as far as financially is concerned. We probably had a half a dozen accounts that were over by a few dollars that we had to make adjustments to. Mechanical services, we haven't,
Do have a new contract. It is the same as the prior one without the boiler on it. It's for $1,200 less. The original was $3,160. This one's for $1,960. So I would, if you're okay, go ahead and sign that. Get it back to them.
what would that cover, Dave?
It covers all the ventilators and the unit in the hall.
Boiler,
We're
furnace?
gonna get done locally because service on the boiler, if we have a problem,
Okay,
they're coming from Portland. Not only do they charge us for travel time, but we're out of heat until they get here.
okay, so the rest of our needs could be handled locally.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm okay going ahead and signing that?
1 year?
It's an annual contract.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Talking to our road commissioner, he has a bill that we had to purchase some culverts, folks. And $53,000 later, we have culverts. Now, we did mention that he hasn't purchased culverts in about 4 or 5 years, and that most of these culverts, we're not sure which ones exactly, but will be eligible for FEMA repair, reimbursement from the storm in December. There are about 20 culverts involved there. And other culverts would be eligible under our program to, I was going to say AARP, but
ARPA.
ARPA. It is AARP. Anyways, our old age fund. So that's not really going to be a big net cost to the town, but it will cost us something.
And this is just a request for funds.
Right.
We'll purchase them when we say okay.
Shakopee Rescue has requested funds for the purchase of a 2022 ambulance, which is, has been approved under our ARPA money. We approved that on, well, if I knew. We approved that on the meeting we had on June 21st, that we would pay for 1/4 of the ambulance, so. That's ongoing, as long as the other 3 towns participate in it, we'll be fine. We have liquor licenses, 8 pages of interesting stuff. Actually, more than 8, but anyways. We have Province Lake Golf Course is for renewal, and our local bowling alley is in for renewal, so we're in the process of signing those, and both places can get their licenses renewed. Anyone who has a liquor license has to get reviewed every year by the town, and that gives the town the opportunity to talk with law enforcement officers, talk to Darren, any problems at the facilities, the establishments. Under the old bowling alley, which was probably 4 or 5 years ago now, there were problems. And we had talked to the owners, and Darren had talked to the owners about cleaning things up and making it better. So, no problems right now.
So we're approving both of those, right?
Right.
Okay.
Tri-Town Parsonsfield disposal agreement, we're signing that with the understanding that Parsonsfield residents can take items over to Tri-Town for disposal, and we will pay the same as a resident of the Tri-Town area will pay. So there's no premium there. There will be a premium in that we've agreed to buy a dumpster for the facility to help handle, obviously, with the material we bring in, and they're trying to expand the business a little bit, I think. But no regular trash, that's the key, no regular trash.
And no universal waste, right, at this time? Electronics.
Oh, right. We have separate, no tires. We have separate pickups every year for, well, every 2 years, electronics, tires, that type of thing, but
Okay, and you have to come in here first, in the town office, and then the clerk's office, and get a permit
for anything.
for anything to
Right.
take over, yep.
Now, I know that if it's Freon in it, we collect the fee, do we?
We don't do any money.
Okay, so they're gonna collect the fee for Freon and that type of thing?
Whatever the fees are, they will collect.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We have a request for a workshop. Gary Taylor. Probably know him, Danielle.
I do, yeah.
To discuss Province Lake Road being turned over to the town. Obviously, we tried to prevent that from happening. Now we're just trying to work it out so it's in the best interest of the town, whatever happens. We're talking road maintenance and we're talking plowing. In the annual town meeting, there will be warrant items discussing the closing of Hasty Road and Keezer Mountain Road, so partial closing, I should say, so.
Excuse me, are you setting a workshop for the, Mr. Taylor?
I don't think so. I think we had one a while ago.
No, you're talking different things.
Oh, okay. We're having a workshop on Province Lake being turned over to the town. That's what, right here, request for workshop.
But nothing's scheduled. When would you?
No, nothing's scheduled yet.
So let's wait until we get the final information from the state,
Thank you.
and then we'll schedule something.
Okay.
And the road commissioner has some FEMA site walks in August. This is all really still in conjunction with the December storm, from 9 to 4 each day. That's really about all the things on the agenda. David, you have,
Just quickly, we have a first aid kit here, have to decide where we're gonna mount it. Probably in the kitchen, would be my suggestion. We have TVs on order, Ed, you may have mentioned that, I don't recall. And then controls for the showers, I need to order one set of handles. I recalled that the reason I took the handles off was so I could match them many years ago when we moved into the building, and I just never did it. So I did install the set that we have, and I'll probably take them back off, and next time I go to a Lowe's or a Home Depot or whatever, I'll pick up another set. And I think that's it.
all right,
Danielle had something, and you didn't see her.
Sorry.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
do. I just had a question about, this FEMA work. Debbie's been working a lot on it. What does Matt Kama do for us?
I would say he facilitates things.
Because she's had all kinds of meetings, and I just cut him a check for FEMA, and I haven't seen him once since I've been here. And Debbie's been working with Maya on FEMA. Maya's taking pictures. I'm just curious where Matt Kama comes into all this.
Well, I know that when we had the snow plowing incident of a few years ago, he was instrumental in getting the state to cover the roads and help us out, really.
And the one storm, I'm not sure if it was the spring rainstorm, he did go out and noted a couple roads that needed repairs, but
Okay.
Does he come to these meetings?
no, because he works full time.
So what are we paying him for? What kind of work does he do?
He gives us some advice and help on repairs. I mean, what are we talking here? How much? $100?
Well, look in the town report. I mean, I pay him half and half. I mean,
I think it's $1,000.
I mean, she's doing all the work, and so is Maya. So I'm just wondering where Matt gets what he actually gets paid for.
Yeah. Good question.
Well, as I mentioned, he helped us out a few years ago. I'm just trying to look and see what we, if I can find him in here.
It's gonna be in the very back, and
Who? I know, I'm looking, the medical and dental insurance, I don't know. But we certainly can have him come in and say hello.
Oh, it's just a lot of money, and
Yeah. We should find out what his charter is, unless you know, because I sure don't know.
you had to go to the FEMA meeting, and where's that office?
Alfred,
Alfred, did he go to that?
no.
All right, well, we need to
We'll have to
look
review.
into it. Need to
Right.
find out what his charter is, need to find out what he's done. He was paid $1,232 last year. And that is a chunk.
I'll do it
Yep.
for 1,000. Said I'll do it for 1,000.
Seriously.
Okay. Thanks.
JP?
I've got a question. Do you want me to come up here?
Sure. Well, I see you on TV.
So, you know, this isn't on the agenda, it's just a question. This being summertime, I was curious, it's not the road commissioner I'm sure of, but like who's responsible for the boat landings that we have in Parsons Field? Like upgrade, upkeep, and things like that. Long Pond is absolutely atrocious.
We only have one,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is Long Pond.
yeah.
Uh,
And it's not ours.
So,
Belongs to the camp.
the camp, okay. So when I
Camp lets
talk,
us use it.
so do we have to have public property around a body of water to put a boat launch in, a public boat launch? Is that how it works?
Are you, yeah, I mean, that's a whole big process if you're talking about a new one.
Okay. Well, I'm curious because we've got so many lakes, but we have no public access, right? So
Right.
if that belongs to the camp, well, and we also have the river, and there's no public access. I know when I was doing some research for the mill, I reached out to the state, was it the Marine Fishing, Biological, whatever department that is, Wildlife Department, and they said that they match or they have grants to provide more access to lakes and stuff. So I guess really whose avenue would that be if enough people got behind the idea to provide some access to our waterways around
Yeah,
here?
it would have to be a push from the select board then.
Okay. And then as far as, I guess it would have to, you'd have to have public land or town land, right?
We
to
don't,
make
we
that
don't
happen?
have any,
The only one
town land.
I can think of is the river
Correct.
across the salt shed, right? And that's a short stretch. Okay. Huh. Maybe somebody watching over on West Pond or Long Pond will write the town a little piece of property.
well,
And
West Pond at one time allowed people to enter, one of the owners, but I believe he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not there anymore.
Right, so,
The town does own a lot on West Pond, but it's very narrow from the road to the pond, and it's good for carrying, it's good for canoes.
Okay. But there is access?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that, okay. So just carryable watercraft? then?
Yeah, yeah. Basically, you come off the road and you drop down to the pond.
Okay. All right. Just a question, you know, I tried to use Long Pond's boat ramp the other day, and it's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
So, which
well,
camp?
it's falling apart, or it's just,
It's, there's concrete pillars in there which
Right.
are just sunken, and they need to be torn out and replaced, and it needs to be graded a little bit. It's maybe 2 feet of water at that boat launch there.
Yeah.
So without the ramp being right, your boat ends up getting jammed against the sand, like going in, and you have to like physically push it. I'm talking like a 12, 14 foot boat here, you know, nothing huge. So, yeah, it's just a shame that we residents can't use our lakes more to have access to them. You know, you gotta meet somebody or find somebody or, you know, beg, borrow, or hang out with to get access. So,
I think that's a big problem with a lot of towns
Yeah.
that I've heard of.
but it doesn't have to be. You know, we can be proactive and do something for the future.
Absolutely.
well, we could talk to the camp
Yeah.
and see about if they wanted to improve.
So
It's
is
their property, I don't know how we
I
can
think the camp would
do that.
say, feel free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but we really can't do that because it's private property. You
Well,
really,
if they tell us we can, we could,
Yeah.
but it would be our money, not their.
that's what I mean, and I don't know if we can do that.
Well, I'm sure the town would vote for something like that. You know, if you guys put it as a question rather than just.
They might, the number of boat owners is a very small percentage of
True.
people in the town, and
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it, believe me,
Yeah.
I own boats.
Right, or, I mean, a
You
li-
still
a
own a
little
boat?
pier, a little pier out there for kids to fish off of, you know, that'd be kinda nice.
Now you're talking all kinds of different things.
I know, I'm just dreaming of the future.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I
We'll
got,
look
thanks
into it.
guys.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, JP.
Take care, thank you.
Yeah,
See ya.
Harv?
I have a couple of announcements. One is we have a comp plan meeting tonight on the 25th. And a budget committee coming up, which all the people have been notified. will be August 1st at 6 PM. And we're gonna give that a go. See if we can get that to work for us. And then, I guess that's it for me.
Okay. Thank you. All right, folks.
Don't go yet. Oh, where'd Jen go?
By the way,
She left.
I'll go grab her.
I thought we were gonna talk about the Conservation Commission and what she found. All right, we need to do this if you're gonna talk about the Conservation Commission.
Oh, okay.
Jen, right there.
So,
dressed for TV.
They're not gonna carry you, that's the only problem.
Yeah, you really need to come up here. The
They can't.
microphone won't pick you up.
The last I could find of a conservation commission was from 1989. I also emailed Judy Ingram, and she said she remembered that there might have been a commission that didn't really last very long because it was, there was no sustainable chairperson, and there might have been a lack of interest over time. So it looks to me like if there was enough interest from the town to start a conservation commission, we could preserve and protect open space, land along the water, develop trails, educate the public. There are several main statutes that go along with the Conservation Commission that have to be met. And then it's the select people that have to appoint a commission. So it's a good thought that we have in terms of starting something like that. And I think we just need to do a little more research on it. And there are grants, particularly the Maine Community Foundation has several grants. I've spoken with I have two contacts for that particular foundation that offer grants to towns to preserve their open space, anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to $15,000. One of them is open now, closing in September. One will open in November and close in February. But if there's enough of us interested in getting together and writing a grant and seeing if we can get some money to put some paths in, maybe open up a space for a boat launch somewhere. I was listening to what he was saying about Long Pond. Last I heard, the state wouldn't let the camp do anything to that boat launch. That was the word
Could be. It was worked on. It's probably 15 years ago
Yeah,
now.
there was something that I heard that wasn't letting them, improve it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Conservation Commission might go along with what we're working on in the comprehensive plan for land use and recreational use, and just something that we'd like to put out there and start thinking about.
So, what did you find, if I can ask?
About the commission?
Yeah.
About Parsons Field?
Yeah.
There was, I don't even know the people that were on it. There was a chairperson and like 3 other people.
Okay, so it was like a listing in the...
It was a listing, and it was
front
from
of the-
1989 was the
Okay.
last listing we
Okay.
saw.
I just wondered if there's any kind of charter somewhere. There probably is. I mean, you might want to look at meeting minutes or something
If they're available.
from back then.
So we have all those in the
Yeah,
safe.
yeah.
Okay.
available.
Yep.
So then
It's just a
there
matter
could
of-
potentially be, right,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so around that time frame.
Right.
you could look.
we could look.
Yeah.
I mean, since we're redoing the comp plan, and it sounds to me like the zoning ordinances and the planning board are also working on updating their information, that it might be a great time to put something like that together.
Mhm. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right?
Oh, before you go, I spoke with Keith Logan.
Oh, good.
He will do the dishwasher wiring, no problem.
Okay.
He wondered how to mechanize it. He said if they want him to, he will come and disconnect it, and then the person we're buying from can do the installation, and then he can come back
And wire it
do
in.
whatever is necessary on the wiring and hook it up.
That sounds like it might be a plan. I can call Bob and ask him how that would work for him. He's
Okay.
got the machine, he can bring it over anytime.
Okay.
And I know he's been here, I know he's looked at the
Yep.
area. So,
Okay. Keith is on vacation this week, but could do it next week,
oh,
anytime.
that would be wonderful.
All right, so let me know and I will let him know.
Okay,
Great.
I'll call him tomorrow.
Thank
That's
you.
excellent, thanks.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for listening and watching. And we'll see you next week, or you'll see us next week. Thank you.
You're staying, you're gonna be back?
Hold on. It's now
Yeah, that was kind of iffy. The touchpad works.
All right, I'll give you a hint.
And I don't know if that's battery or what.
Oh,